Hi everyone. If you're retired and find that you've got some extra time on your hands, you might want to consider adopting a BFF, otherwise known as a senior dog. Believe me, there are shelters full of senior dogs out there, and guess what? They're looking for a BFF too. And who knows? That might be you. So enjoy the video. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. My name is BJ and I am the Reluctant Retiree. Today, as you heard, if you listen to the intro, we're going to be talking about adopting senior dogs. But before we get into the subject, I wanted to remind you that if this is your first visit here, please take a minute to hit the subscribe button below and we can send you a notification each week that we get a new video out so you won't miss one. And also, if you like this video today, give us a thumbs up. And we'll love to see that. We want to talk today, as I told you, about senior dogs and adopting them. But I do want to remind you that if you're already saying, no, that's not for me, well, stay tuned, because I can give you the best of both worlds at the very end of the video if you do not feel that right now is the time for you to make that commitment. So let's get into the video. We'll talk about, first of all, I think the first thing we need to know is what constitutes a senior dog. Now, we all know that when we get to be 62, we're seniors, but that's not exactly true for our little four-legged friends. No, it depends on what size they are. Now, if it's a small dog like a poodle, the real little dogs, the mini dogs, they are usually, they say, 11 to 12 years old. Then they are considered a senior dog. A medium-sized dog is around 10 years of age. I guess that would be something like a Jack Russell, which is what I have, a Cocker Spaniel. So it's not on weight as much as it is on the size. Okay, the large dog is 8 years old, which should be like a collie or German Shepherd. And the big giant dog, like the Saint Bernard, is considered a senior when he's seven years old. I've got about 8 reasons why I think senior dogs make the best pets ever. And the first one is you get an automatic background check. If you are going to a shelter to adopt a senior dog, the first thing you'll want to know is, tell me something about the dog's history. And usually it's the receptionist at the front desk, or even one of the volunteers or one of the handlers in the shelter can tell you about the dog's behavior. I'll take a minute to share with you my experience in adopting my dog, Jax, who is a mix, Jack Russell and I'm not sure what else. But I saw him on the computer. I was looking up adoption shelters because I had recently lost my dog. And I found Jack's picture and he had a big banner that said, "Adopt me." So got my heart right there, and I thought, okay, I'll go up to the shelter and check Jax out. So I got there and the receptionist welcomed me and everything, and I said, I am here to adopt Jax. And she looked at me kind of funny and she said, well, have you met Jax? And I said, well, no, I just saw his picture on the computer and it kind of sparked my interest, so I'm here to meet him. And she said, well, let me tell you a little bit about Jax before you go back and meet him, because he's had kind of a troubled childhood. At the time, he was about 3 or 4. So I said, okay, tell me, do tell. And so she said, well, he was brought in by 2 college students who had to, they were leaving, they had graduated and they had gotten jobs in another city, and they had to turn Jax in. So we got Jax and he stayed here a few days, and this gentleman came in one day and he was looking at a little dog for his girlfriend. He wanted to surprise her. Well, he met Jax, and he thought, well, Jax will be the perfect dog for her. So he adopted Jax and took Jax home. The next day, guess what? Jax was back. And the receptionist said, well, I asked what happened, and he said, well, my girlfriend said, no, that dog has got too much energy. So Jax was back in the shelter again, and a few days later, there was a couple who came in, and they were looking at a small dog, young dog that could be a great companion for their kids, their small kids. And she said, well, I think Jax might be a good fit for you. So they met Jax, and they loved Jax, and so he was all playful. So they took Jax home, and the next day the father came back in with Jax and said, no, this dog is not going to work. And the receptionist said, well, I asked him why, and he said, Jax doesn't like kids. And she said, okay. So there was Jax back in the homeless shelter again. A few days later, here comes the lady in, and she says, I am looking at a small dog that I can have as a companion for my cat. And the receptionist said that she introduced the lady to Jax, and they got along fine, and the lady decided that she would adopt Jax and she would take Jax home. And the next day, guess what? You know who's at the door? There's Jax again. The lady said, can't take this dog. He does not like cats. So the moral of the story is you get a free background check, free, when you go to try to pick out a dog that you want to be your forever best friend. And the receptionist can give you all sorts of information about the history on the dog if you have find one that you're really interested in. So that is one of the first reasons, and I think one of the most important reasons, that shelters can offer a wealth of information on a dog that you're thinking about adopting. Now, the second reason I think that senior dogs are wonderful is that they're already trained, so you don't have to worry about puppy pads or house training. Most of your senior dogs, if they've been in-house dogs, they are already trained. So that's something you do not have to worry about. And usually we take ours out in the morning, around lunchtime, and then in the evening. So I don't think 3 times a day. A lot of times, though, our dogs will tell us if they have to go out in between, and your dog will do that as well. Most elderly dogs will let you know if they have to go outside. They're also great companions. That's our number 3 reason. They're wonderful companions. I read the other day, there was a study done by the CDC in 2021. They were talking about the importance of socialization for folks of us who are getting older, and we tend to be a little bit isolated. Well, 1/4 of seniors in 2021 were considered to be socially isolated, which I found to be a remarkable high number. I would not have thought that. The other part of that number, they were mentally depressed, and some were even suicidal. So I think that having a dog in our life, someone who's kind of the same temperament that we are at our age, brings such richness to our lives. And so that's another reason, and I think that senior dogs make wonderful, wonderful companions for us. They're also less demanding. Our 4th reason, they're less demanding, so you don't have to play ball all the time. We used to, when I was growing up, we had a dog, and of course they always like to play ball, so you have to go get the ball, and they never, ever, my Cocker Spaniel never got tired of that ball. He would run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth as long as I would throw it. So our senior dogs aren't quite like that. You can teach You can teach a old dog new tricks like how to shake hands or that type of thing, but the more strenuous things you don't have to worry about with a senior dog. Number 6 reason is security. You actually get a free security system with the dog, a senior dog. They're hearing, they can hear someone outside and they are saying, that sounds kind of funny. I don't think I have heard that before. And they'll start barking. So they'll alert you to the fact that there might be something outside or someone might be ready to knock on your door. They also make us very responsible and very mindful. And I think number 7 reason, that's a perfect reason for us to have something to take care of. We have to water them, we have to feed them, we have to keep their bedding clean, take them to the doctor on a regular basis, and we have to walk them. So that brings us to number 8. The most important thing is that they give us exercise. We get out and walk every morning with our dogs. We can walk them at lunchtime, in the afternoon. If you don't have a fenced backyard, if you have a fenced backyard, that's perfect. But if you want to get out and do some exercise and need a walking partner, that senior dog's going to be perfect for you because he's going to go the same pace that you do, which is what mine does. So, fitness is a wonderful way to share your life with a senior dog. They're also pretty good about offering you an opportunity to meet other people. If you're at a dog park, you might meet another senior friend, or your dog might make a friend there, and you'll meet the owner, and you could really strike up a friendship. So that's a good way to meet people and to improve your social life. Now, as I promised you, I told you that's their 8 reasons, but I promised you a bonus where you could have the best of both worlds, and this is what it is. If you don't want to make the commitment to having a senior pet right now, you can do one of 2 things. You can go to your local animal shelter, and you can offer to volunteer. That way you get a chance to be with some of the animals. You get to learn ways to take care of them. You get to walk some of them, and bathe and take care of them. So that's an opportunity for you to kind of put your toe in the water to see if it's something that you might want to do on a long-term basis. Now, if volunteering is not quite what you're looking for, perhaps you might consider being a foster parent to some of the senior dogs. There are a lot of shelters who are begging for foster parents. That means that you would come and take a dog home, and you would let that dog stay with you for a certain period of time, and that would give you a chance really to learn how to take care of that particular dog, and who knows, that might turn into a romance, and you might decide that dog might be the one for me. So there are all sorts of opportunities for us to put senior dogs in our lives, and it's a way to enrich our lives and make it more fulfilling, I think, at our age, and we're all looking for that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I thank you for stopping by, and I hope that you'll join us again. And don't forget to hit that notification bar below, and you'll get a notification when we get our next video out. And I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next week.